Okay guys, this is a really last minute decision to shoot this video on the soup that I'm throwing together today, but I really wanted you to see it and hear it. It's a really quick, easy, healthy weeknight supper meal. Everybody in my house loves it. It is a smoked sausage, white bean, and kale soup. Ideally you'd be using your own homemade broth and whatnot, but because I don't have any right now, I used it all out. I'm going to use my Full Circle organic chicken broth, organic navy beans or cannellini beans, whatever kind of white beans you have on hand. I had a nice big bunch of the curly kale. In the pot already, I've got going in some rendered bacon fat. And yes, you can use bacon fat as long as your bacon does not full of chemicals, nitrates, and phosphates and things, which mine is not. So I just have some handy bacon fat here. If you have bacon, go ahead and use that. I'm just out at the moment, I know. I've got onions and garlic that I sauteed up in there, and then I've got a smoked beef sausage, ideally organic, nitrate, chemical free. But use what you got. So for the kale, it's real easy. I just have it in here. You're just going to pull it right off the stem. The big thick stem, the end part is fine, but the big thick stem in the middle, you don't want that. So just pull that off. And you can actually save the stems and use them for flavoring other broths or soups or stews. You won't want to eat them, but you can save them for flavor. Throw them in the freezer in your scraps bag, and then when you're ready to make broth, they're in there ready to go. So just pull this off. I've already done a bunch. And just take a nice big knife and give it a rough chop just to kind of break some of those pieces down a little bit. And I know it looks like a ton of kale, which there's nothing wrong with, but you do have to remember that greens cook down. So even though it looks like an insane amount of greens for one pot of soup, it will cook down to probably half that. So right now in here, just kind of sizzling away and smelling fabulous. We've got the onions, the garlic, and the smoked sausage. I've just got cut up in kind of, smaller diced size, just kind of bite size, whatever. And then because these beans are canned and therefore really all you need to do is heat them through, you don't need to put them in until later. Otherwise they're going to turn to mush and that's just gross. If you have dry beans, if you're using dry beans, you can do like a par cook on them. So boil them until they're almost soft all the way through. You kind of want a little bit of that hard in the middle, and you can throw them in there, for a good half hour probably on a nice higher simmer. Not quite a boil, but a higher simmer. But because I have canned beans, I'll wait till later to throw that in. So these are all kind of heated through and everything's all softened and all the flavors have melted. You're just going to take your chicken broth and pour it in. And like I said, this is really quick and easy because if you buy a smoked sausage, they're already cooked. All you're doing is heating them through and using them to permeate the soup with the flavor. I'm also on the side with this because the green's already in here. I don't feel the need for a salad or anything. By all means, go ahead if you like to. But I will be making some homemade buttermilk biscuits, which I don't make too often anymore, but it's kind of a rainy, dreary day, and that just kind of calls for biscuits and soup. So that's what we're having. A nice crusty Italian bread would do well too. Go ahead and pour both of these in. And it's really very simple. Like, these are your ingredients. You can do a little bit of pepper. We do a lot of pepper here, so we'll probably do pepper. The garlic's already in there. You can add salt, but you're going to want to taste it first. Now that that's in there, go ahead and turn it up to high and bring it up to a boil. Give it a stir. The kale, once you put that in, it'll take about 10 to 15 minutes to break down soft enough to eat. I probably will add a little bit of water to this to stretch it out. Okay, sorry about that. My video cut off, so I will splice it together later. So now that this is in here, we can go ahead and turn it up to high, bring it up to a boil, and then all you're going to do is put in the kale when it comes to a little bit of a boil. Turn that down to a simmer and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. And then you're going to, if you're using canned beans, open them, rinse them with cold water, and then put them in there and let it go another 10 minutes or so just to heat through. And then go ahead and taste and adjust your seasonings. Like I said, with the bacon fat and the sausage, the salt content is already there. But I will probably be adding some pepper. And that's it. Super fast, super easy. Obviously full of good stuff for you. Sausage isn't the best, but it sure tastes good. So between the white beans and the kale and the chicken stock and the garlic and the onion, awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.